So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
The Indiana Fever just played what should have been a highlight reel game. Packed house, playoff energy, Caitlin Clark squaring off against the reigning champs. Instead, it devolved into a full-blown ref circus. Caitlin Clark was getting mauled. Lexi Hull caught a phantom foul, and it honestly felt like the officials were actively trying to hand New York the victory. Fans weren't just perplexed, they were absolutely seething. Even Coach Stephanie White publicly declared she'd had enough, and Caitlin herself held nothing back. This wasn't just an off night, it's a glaring, damaging pattern that's making the entire league look bad. And now it's escalated dramatically. In a shocking, unprecedented move, the WNBA just suspended Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Yes, the commissioner. Reports claim she completely failed to address the mounting officiating complaints and outright ignored the pressure from players, coaches, and fans. This is a first in league history, and frankly, nobody's surprised. But here's where it gets even wilder. Rumors are flying that owners and execs were quietly gunning for her removal for weeks, especially once high-profile stars like Caitlin Clark started airing their frustrations publicly. Some are saying this wasn't just about bad refs, it was about protecting the league's image, and Kathy became the convenient scapegoat. So buckle up, because we're dissecting every infuriating missed call, every moment of madness, and precisely why the WNBA absolutely has to fix this before they completely alienate the very fans they just won over. Let's dive in.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's be real, there's no sugarcoating it anymore. People are straight up calling this league rigged, and they're not being subtle about it. From the moment the Indiana Fever stepped onto the court, something just felt off. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill home game. It had that electric playoff-level intensity. The Indianapolis crowd was absolutely deafening. The stars were out, and the energy was unmatched. But while the Fever showed up ready to brawl, it truly felt like the refs arrived with one goal: sabotage. Caitlin Clark was getting hacked left and right, yet somehow zero whistles blew. Meanwhile, Lexi Hull made a textbook defensive play and got slammed with a foul that simply didn't exist.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange, because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss something.
Meanwhile, the Liberty, they practically lived at the free throw line. And let's be clear, this isn't an isolated incident, it's now undeniably a pattern. So if you were watching live, tell me, did any of that feel fair to you? This whole fiasco didn't just pop up last night. Ever since Caitlin Clark burst into this league, the physicality has ramped up dramatically. Players are bumping her, holding her, even blindsiding her off ball, and the refs. Crickets. Remember Kennedy Carter's disgusting off-ball hit? That wasn't just dirty. It was genuinely dangerous, and somehow, the officials slapped it with a common foul. Not a flagrant, not even a technical, just another play. And it's not just Clark, the entire Fever team has been consistently on the raw end of whistle after infuriating whistle.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CBS.
Want the cold, hard numbers? Here they are. The Fever are currently sitting at a shocking -31 in free throw differential this season. No, that's not a typo. That's a full-blown crisis. Now, back to that Liberty game. It had everything you could ask for. Caitlin Clark threading passes to Aaliyah Boston. Lexi Hull bringing defensive fire. Highlight reel plays. Massive momentum swings. All the ingredients for an instant classic were there. So what did we actually get instead? Nothing but ref drama. The Liberty racked up a staggering 32 free throw attempts, while the Fever got a measly 15. That's more than double. And in a tight game like that, it's not just a statistic, it's the swing that determines the entire outcome. And it wasn't just the sheer quantity, it was the blatant quality of the calls. New York got soft touch fouls, while the Fever faced blatant body checks with zero calls. It was like they were playing by two entirely different rule books. Caitlin Clark was constantly getting shoved off her spot, and on the final possession, she was outright mauled mauled, 4 separate fouls, and not a single whistle. Can you honestly imagine that level of injustice happening to LeBron or Steph in a crunch time playoff game?
Disappointing, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter, because it was a tight ball game.
That brings us to
Coach Stephanie White. Post-game, didn't hold back one bit. She came out absolutely swinging in her press conference. A -31 free throw discrepancy when her team is actively attacking the rim. Her words were chilling. The disrespect has been unbelievable. That wasn't just frustration, that was pure, unadulterated fury that had been simmering for weeks. Stephanie White's message wasn't just aimed at the refs, it was a powerful declaration to her players. She's got their back, she sees what's happening, and she's not about to let it slide. Honestly, that kind of leadership is invaluable, especially for a young team still trying to forge its identity. Now, about Caitlin herself, she didn't exactly go scorched earth, but her body language spoke volumes. You could practically feel the disbelief in her eyes, the raw frustration in her voice, and the utter exhaustion in her tone. And Aaliyah Boston, she went with the classic no comment, but for anyone who actually watched the game, that silence screams louder than any rant. And this is where things truly spiral into the absurd. The WNBA has reportedly suspended Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Yes, you heard that right, the top boss, gone. The reason? Internal reports claim she utterly ignored months of complaints about the officiating. Players were beyond frustrated, coaches were absolutely livid, and fans were completely fed up. But wait, there's more. Rumors are swirling that certain owners were lobbying behind the scenes to force her out, and once high-profile stars like Caitlin Clark started voicing their frustrations publicly, it was game over. Some say Kathy was made the ultimate scapegoat, others believe this was a long overdue reckoning. Either way, it's the most seismic shakeup the WNBA has seen in years. Here's the cold, hard truth. This league is staring down a massive crossroads. The WNBA is finally on the map, attendance is skyrocketing, TV ratings are climbing, and Caitlin Clark alone has ushered in millions of fresh eyes to the game. But what are those new fans seeing? Questionable calls, blatantly lopsided officiating, and refs who look like they're not even trying to conceal their bias. And fans aren't stupid. They understand basketball, they know what a foul looks like, and they absolutely will not stick around if the product feels rigged.
Just another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA had an absolute golden opportunity to turn casual viewers into lifelong diehards, but with every single missed call, they're actively pushing people away. So I have to ask you, would you keep watching a league that so obviously refuses to protect its own stars? It is long past time for the league to get serious. This isn't just about tweaking the officiating, it's about safeguarding the fundamental integrity of the game itself, ensuring that every player, no matter how big their name, gets a fair shake. Because here's the uncomfortable truth, if the league alienates Caitlin Clark's massive fan base, they will never get another chance like this again. The Fever have done their part, their players are battling, their coaches are speaking up, and the fans are showing out in droves. Now it's the league's turn to deliver. So what really happened with Kathy Engelbert? At first glance, the league publicly stated she made the bold call to suspend the refs after reviewing footage from that chaotic Liberty versus Fever game, claiming it was all about accountability and maintaining league integrity. That was the official narrative. But when you peel back the layers, the truth gets a whole lot messier and infinitely more interesting. According to multiple league insiders, that very same night, Engelbert was privately asked to resign by top WNBA executives. And here's the real kicker. This wasn't just about one bad night or a few botched whistles. The pressure had been building for months, largely fueled by swirling accusations of blatant bias, specifically favoritism towards the New York Liberty. And this isn't just some fan conspiracy theory. This is coming from within the league itself. Let's rewind to last year's WNBA Finals. The Liberty clinched a tightly contested series over the Minnesota Lynx. But what people still talk about isn't just the game, it's what happened immediately afterward. Kathy Engelbert stepped onto the the court wearing a dress in full Liberty team colors. Fans watching at home were stunned, thinking, wait, what? That image of her smiling while handing over the trophy in blue and black went instantly viral, with many saying it looked like she was part of the team. And when controversial late game calls clearly helped the Liberty secure that win, that image aged absolutely terribly. Was it a simple fashion choice? Maybe, but for fans who already harbored suspicions that the league had a soft spot for New York's super team, it looked like undeniable confirmation. That trophy ceremony moment planted insidious seeds of doubt, and ever since, every questionable call favoring the Liberty has only watered that doubt. This latest game against Indiana was the absolute last straw. The missed calls, the egregious no calls, the completely lopsided free throw numbers, it all felt too familiar, too blatant to ignore. And when the league finally suspended the refs, it was only after fans exploded on social media, making it painfully clear they were scrambling to save face. Meanwhile, WNBA team owners and executives had already been privately voicing their deep concerns. With Caitlin Clark now in the mix, bringing in millions of new eyes to the league, the stakes were simply too high to tolerate. They needed to send a clear, unequivocal message. So Engelbert became that message. The scapegoat, the cautionary tale. What started as a decision to suspend a few referees ended with the commissioner herself being forced out. All because the league finally grasped that it's no longer just about basketball. It's about optics, trust, and fundamental fairness. And in 2025, with the entire sports world watching, the WNBA simply couldn't afford another scandal under her leadership. Let's be brutally honest, would this monumental shakeup have even happened if Caitlin Clark wasn't in the league? Probably not. Caitlin isn't just changing the game, she's fundamentally altering how the league operates. Her unparalleled presence has brought millions of new fans, unprecedented TV deals, packed arenas, and sky-high expectations. But that also means every single missed call is now an instant trending topic. And that Liberty Fever game, it wasn't just a bad night, it was a national moment of pure embarrassment. So what did the league do? They slammed the panic button, suspended the refs, briefly silenced the critics, and then quietly, maybe even reluctantly, told their commissioner it was time to step down. Because if Caitlin Clark's dedicated fans feel like this league isn't safe or fair, they will walk. And with them goes the biggest surge of momentum the WNBA has ever experienced. So now, the burning question remains, did the WNBA make the right move, or did they just inadvertently show us how fundamentally broken it truly is? What do you think? Are the refs genuinely this bad, or is there something far deeper at play here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you believe the WNBA needs a complete officiating overhaul, or if this is just early season growing pains. If you made it this far, seriously drop a comment because you're one of the OGs. Thanks for watching, and trust me, this isn't the end of the story. See you in the next one.